Hi everyone, it's Lee Min with Lace Covered Skies, and today I have a haul video. It is a thrift haul today, and I got some of my favorite things, which are sewing patterns. So I actually wanted to get more sewing patterns specifically, and I went to my thrift store that sells a lot of craft items, and I found some cool sewing patterns and some other really cool surprises, which were very unexpected for me and which barely cost anything and which I don't think I've ever found before. So hang on for that. It's not going to be a big haul, but I really loved what I got, and it was a pretty good price. So let's start with these sewing patterns. You guys know I love sewing patterns. I got this one, which is a larger size. And let's see if there's a date. Let's see. I don't think it's that old. 1986. But there we have that. Such cool dresses. It's so nostalgic to look at things from a different time period. All right, this is older, and I really look at the prices a lot when I'm trying to decide what time period they are from, aside from just looking at the picture itself. But this is probably pretty old. I thought it was adorable. It is, I think this is that brand. There are a couple brands that don't have the year on them. Yeah. So, I don't know. Are they from, you think it's the 60s? Maybe the 50s? But I thought it was super cute. Then I got this one. This is 85 cents. So this looks more like the 70s to me, or the very early 80s. This was 50 cents. This is 85 cents. And there's, a difference in the way they look. I kind of remember when I was like really young, people wearing things like this, like literally with the giraffe like that. I think I remember that. This is from 1972. Yeah, so it's actually early 70s. So cool. This one I thought was fun as well, with all these kids on here. I love how she's wearing like a turtleneck with a button down and that belt. I love all these looks actually. All right, but this is from 1976. Love that. And then this one, super fun bell bottoms there, from 1973, 85 cents. This one looks super fun as well. Probably the 70s, maybe the 60s. 1969. So fun. And let's see this one. This one is from 1974. This one's really fun as well. And this is from 1974. Gosh, so fun. Look at that. It's so interesting she's wearing a turtleneck under this dress too. I love that. I feel like when people do it nowadays, it doesn't look as like pulled together or dressy as the way hers looks. But this is from 1973. And last but not least, I thought this was such a fun image. This one's from 1968. But yeah, I love sewing patterns, and I went specifically to look for them. So I was happy I found those. And then I already opened this because I was so curious, but I got this die for $5, and it's very pretty. It says 3 metal dies. So when I was opening it, because it was brand new, this whole thing was sealed. This came apart. So I'm guessing, I'm guessing that this is by design. I mean, it doesn't look like it broke. And the fact that it says 3 metal dies on here. And this is all that came inside the package. So if you guys know about this, let me know in the comment section down below. It's this brand right here. Die Zaire. Little play on words there. But it was $5, and it was this pretty roses. I'm curious how it's gonna look once it's cut out, but I love any dies that are flowers or roses, especially the look of this because it looks so elegant and or shabby chic and feminine. But yeah, I got that. And then I found something that I have never found before, and it was the way they were charging was by weight, so that made it even sweeter. I got photographs, vintage freaking photographs. So cool. I think they were taken out of a scrapbook or a few scrapbooks, and this was in there too as a bonus. But they look pretty old to me. There are some more more 70s ones, but for the most part they look pretty old. And I mean old meaning like, I don't know, 60s or maybe 50s. I don't know if they're older than that. I don't know when photography started being a thing, actually. But this whole thing was charged by weight. So guess how much I paid for this entire stack of delicious vintage old photos. Guess how much I paid for this whole stack right here. You guys are going to be blown away, including this little envelope with a card from 1958. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys at the end of the video, but put your guesses down below. How much do you think I paid for this stack of photographs? And we're going to go through it. I've never found photographs. Well, I mean, I've found them before, or scrapbooks, but they were always too expensive, so I never wanted to buy them. So when I saw this was in a bin, and supposedly whenever they get scrapbooks, they just put it into that bin. So I'm going to know to look for that from now on. But let's just look at some of these photos. See, this is from a scrapbook here. It says genuine crystal gloss. Oh my gosh. October 6th, 1937. This makes the price even better. Wow. 1937. That's right? It's the literal date, October 6, 1937. This is how they dressed in 1937. It's so crazy to see like actual real photographs, because of course in magazines or books or that's what we get, right? Or patterns, like it's more of a stylized version of how life was back then. But to see a real picture of real people and to see how they really dress, like when you look at it, these girls, like, I mean, they look like people nowadays. And I know it wasn't that long ago, but the way they're dressed, like, it's not that different. I mean, it is different, but if someone were to make this is how it would look. I feel like I always see magazine pictures or the movies or something, and it looks like really stylized, but this doesn't look that stylized. So I think it's so cool to find something like this, like some kind of everyday thing from the past. All right, let's see about this one. These two girls are on horses. This lady appears a lot in these pictures. The way she's dressed. I don't think that number means anything. It's so cool. And this one right here, that girl again. This girl. And this girl, they're both back here. So cool. Right, this looks like a high school or a college or a workplace. And all these people are just posing for the picture back there. I love looking at, like, look at that typewriter, that chair. It's just so cool. Not a computer in sight. All right, this one. Love that. I love looking at, like, the surroundings too. Would you guys have been thrilled to find this little stash? I think it's so interesting to look at people from a different time. And then there's this lady again. $1941. You guys are going to be amazed at how much this stack of pictures was. This wedding right here. So cool. I feel like people dressed really I mean, obviously this is a wedding, but in general, people dressed very glamorous, but they weren't, like, so fully made up. At least, I don't know when this was. It says, February 64. So I don't know if that's 1964. And this is another one from that same day. Look at the bride and groom right there. So cool. When I look at pictures from the past, I wonder, like, how their life turned out, how old, or if they're still around. So I did go through and pick each one, and something like this would be more of a focal point, but something like this where it's more scenery and not so like focused on the people, I wasn't gonna pick those up, but then I ended up doing it because it could just be, like, clipped into a page as, like, a little background, you know, journaling card or something. This little boy here. I love these deckled edges from old pictures. These are probably, I don't know, the grandparents, or do you think they're the parents? See, like this one, like there's not that much going on, but I love the edges, and it can just be like a little extra background journaling card that just adds texture to a journal. Same with this one. Look at this little girl. It says 3 years old. Jean, I guess. This one is from probably the 70s, right? Look how fun that is. Look at the coloring of this home and what they wore. I love her dress. I feel like we could use that in a journal. Here's this group of kids. See, like, I wonder how they turned out, like how their life turned out. It's just so cool to think about how time passes. All right, this lady again. I think she's in those other pictures. I wonder how old they were here. Because people back then, I feel like they look older than, like, they could be not that old, but they're so dressed up, so it makes them look older. The beach here. And this, I think this is cool too. This is probably like, I don't know what kind of workplace, but it's a workplace. Like, what is that machine? And look at how cool those drawers are. So cool. This little girl right here. This is a very interesting texture. It's more like a piece of paper. It's matte, and it doesn't feel like a photograph. There's a tent right there. Peace in the camp. We still do that today, right? Here's this kid right here. Look at these kids. Jean in the middle. So there's Jean again. It says the gang. The gang. So fun. Just Right Photo Service. Clear Lake something. Clear Lake Central. A more modern picture compared to the other ones. And this one right here. Look at this lady right here. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to read this. Ooh, there's a little note. The famous Wax Museum, Montreal, Canada, a block from the shrine. 1948. I am so thrilled with these photos. All right, this one. Let's see if if there's any writing in the back. All right, this is a family. I wasn't going to pick this one up, but I figured it could just be clipped into some pages. Look at this one. That is so cool. Like, I wonder how their life turned out. They look really young too. I guess they're the same people, I think. The guy looks like the same person. Life seemed so much more like stable and slow back then. I think this is that same couple. They look a little more modernized here, right? They don't necessarily look older, but they do look more modern. This is 1938. I guess I was wrong. 1938. Well, I don't know if I was wrong, but I don't know if these pictures came after or before this one, but this one is 1938. It's like pretty fragile and it's showing its age, but it still looks great. And then there's this one. Let's look at this last. This little picture here looks like a party or something. Those people again. Jean and Fred. Is that Jean, that little girl from some of those other pictures, I wonder? Oh, this got ripped off. I wonder if I can... It's really stuck in there, but that is so cool. Alright, who is this? I think I saw this man earlier. Like, that looks like the same person. This is a cute picture. And look at this one. Chickens. That man again. This is Jean again. 1938. Let's see what it says. Photo Finishers of America. Master Photo Finishers of America. Certified. Super cool. There's a lot of photos here. I think this is cool how, I don't know if it was supposed to be horizontal or what happened here, but even this looks cool like that. They look familiar. Like, are they one of those people from those earlier photos? And there's this one. And this one, she looks familiar. Look at her dress. So cool. I love looking at the furniture. Like, look at that chair that she's sitting in. And look at this, I don't know if it's a mom, but she's so dressed up. Tony, Pat, Mary Pat, 1953. That is so cool. I actually don't know if it's going to be easy to part with these pictures. This girl is on point shoes. Really cool. Can't make sense of these numbers. They don't look like dates. I think it's that one girl in the point shoes again. All right, a party here. And this one. And then this is from 1958. And remember, there were some pretty cool things in here. Okay, it's just a card. Short but sweet. I love the colors. I love the drawing. To my Valentine with the new hairdo. Sugar and spice and awfully nice. That's you. Love, Daddy. So I guess her dad gave this to her. Her dad? She sent it to her? I don't know. But so cool. So did you guys put your guesses on how much these photos cost me? It's a lot, right? If you see this stack right here, it's a lot of photos. I paid, drum roll please, I paid 44 cents for this entire stack. 44 cents. I feel like I hit the jackpot. But let me know if you guys thought these pictures were cool. I didn't realize they were that old. But I hope you guys enjoyed looking through this with me. And I really appreciate that you stopped by and watched this video. Thank you so much for watching. And I will talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.